फोन में चालू करने का ट्राई कर.
Phone it should work now. No, you have to just use this. This is fine.
Please send me the link. I have to put it on.
Email.
Yes.
KETS.
Underscore 1 at hotmail.com.
You can just send it.
No, bro.
What?
Purpose email.
Okay, it's on. This table में किने
फोन पर आते मुको
फोन पर
कहीं ट्राई भी सारो हो जाए.
या पर फोन पर
आगे की ट्राई कर दूंगी.
now we can see the table.
बोलो आप.
नहीं देखा ये आणि और एटलीस्ट टू वीडियोस एक पेज है एक ऊपर से एक पर लिखा है आई थिंक एक पर लिखा है
इनफ.
तुम्हारी वाणी बने सने गम तू संगीत तुम्हारी वाणी बने मारू भैयू हनी सरवानी बने मारू भैयू सबसे हनी सरवानी बाबी तो गुंड तुझने गमू बाबी तो जीवन ज्योति रहियाव्यो છું તારી આરતી ઉતારવા દેજે પ્રભુ મારા જીવનની જ્યોતિ રહિયાવ્યો છું તારી આરતી ઉતારવા દેજે પ્રભુ કોઈ સંકટ ના કર કમળે આરતી બનો कोई संकट ना कर कमरे आरती प्रभु तारा सानिध्य सदाए रहूं प्रभु तारा सानिध्य सदाए रहूं मारू अस्तित्व गाड़ी पावन बनूं मारू अस्तित्व गाड़ी पावन बनूं पावन बनूं जीवन में ज्योति रयायो जुहूं तारी आरती उतारवा दे जे प्रभु जीवन में रयायो जुहूं तारी आरती उतारवा दे जे प्रभु।
Hi everybody, it's with Shah, Pranav Kaka's niece, or what his entire family likes to lovingly call him, Babu Kaka. Today we celebrate the life of an amazing husband, dad, brother, uncle, and friend, just as he was wanted. This has been tremendously hard for our family, and on behalf of Seema Kaki, Anish, Anuj, and our entire family, we'd like to say thank you for all your thoughts, prayers, and uplifting strength you've given us throughout this difficult time. We all know how kind and loving Babu Kaka was, but kindness alone does not accurately portray him, because on top of that, he was so much more. In the last 7 weeks, I have had the pleasure of meeting so many of Babu Kaka's best friends, family, and amazing support system. We'd all laugh and share so many memories of him while sitting in the waiting room of the hospital, and I have learned so much about him that I actually never knew before. A few things that I have learned. Number 1, Babu Kaka was one of the most athletic people I know. He would play pickleball for 3 hours every single day with his friends and still wouldn't be tired. Number 2, Babu Kaka loved to bring everyone together. He organized a boys' trip to Miami a few weeks prior to everything happening and had the best time with all of his friends. In fact, Babu Kaka's last memory was of him bringing all of his friends together one last time to watch a Bollywood movie in theaters and then ending the night peacefully watching TV with his 2 sons. Number 3, Babu Kaka loves jumbo margaritas from Mexican restaurants, so if you ever go to a Mexican restaurant, he definitely appreciate you all having one on his behalf. Everyone who knows Babu Kaka knows how helpful of a person he was. A few months ago, my car broke down in the middle of Richmond on my way to work. I was stranded in a random parking lot, and AAA told me I would have to wait a few hours for them to come and fix it. When Babu Kaka found out, he wanted to leave his work to come meet me just so I could make it to my work. That just speaks to who he was, always putting others first. Also, 2 days before the tragedy, Babu Kaka called me to and offered to set the line and Burns' house. Babu Kaka insisted on coming and setting the couch, but Burns said no because he thought we could do it ourselves. To put it together, and the entire time I kept thinking, wow, we should have just asked Babu Kaka to do it. He would have done it so much quicker. I am so grateful that Babu Kaka was able to come to my wedding. He was a huge part of it and would call my parents every few days to check in and to see how he and Kaki could help. His infectious smile and killer dance is how I will always remember him. He was the most selfless person I have ever met, and I aspire to be like him one day. Babu Kaka, you will forever be missed, and we will cherish the memories we've had with you for the rest of our lives. I'll definitely miss you texting me happy birthday first every single year, but I know that was all thanks to see my her amazing story. So I'm looking forward to the traditions to continue on your behalf. Love you always, and Josie Krishna. Next up, we have a speech from my Shah, who is Babu Kaka's brother-in-law.
બધાને જય શ્રી કૃષ્ણ. પ્રણવ અને સીમા જ્યારે મૂવ થયા રિચમન્ડ to be primarily with family, we got to know him very well. There are certain things in life that I'm unable to comprehend. And let me just give you a little instance. It was the last day Memorial Day weekend when Pranav was married. Sharad, I need you. I need your help. તો ભાઈ શું થયું તને? તો કે ના, મને કશું નથી થયું, પણ and he is hurt, he cannot walk, he is limping. Okay. આપણે એમ કરીએ, FaceTime કરીએ, that I can see and see what is going on. And I told him that કશું ગમતું નથી. મારા ઓફિસમાં પડશે ના, બિલકુલ જરૂર નથી. ઓફિસમાં આવવાની, he is going to be fine. 3 days from that day, guess who is at the office? Pranav and Anish. તો મેં પૂછ્યું કે મેં તને કહ્યું કે he is going to be fine, તો તું કેમ આવ્યો છે? તો કે ના ના, એ તો તમે કહ્યું એટલે બરોબર જ હશે, એનો વાંધો નથી, પણ એ બાને તમને મળી જવાય. And after I checked, everything briefly, હવે મેં કહું હમણાં તો શ્વેતાના વેચમાં આપણે મળેલા, ના ના, પણ કે મળવાની મળી જવાય. And I had no clue that he has come to give me the last goodbye or the farewell. I had no clue. And I don't know whether his conscious mind had that clue or not. Probably his subconscious mind, he may, I do not know that. And he brought his most precious possession, Anish, to see me. His precious possessions, Seema, Anuj, and Anish. He was a completely family man. He did everything to take care of these precious possessions that I just narrated to you. He worked hard to provide them with the best that he could ever provide to them. So, Shweta has described a lot of good qualities, and rather than narrating it, I will just, આપણે નરસિંહ મહેતાનું ભજન છે ને કે વૈષ્ણવ જન તો ધ્યાને કહીએ જે પીર પરાઈ જાણે છે, અને એ ગીતની અંદર જે બી ક્વોલિટી વૈષ્ણવની એમાં નેરેટ કરી છે, એ જ્યારે હું ગીત વાંચું ત્યારે મને પ્રણવની યાદ આવે છે. Pranav worked very hard, in the Sima, they split and took care of their store. અને બાકીના સમયની અંદર, as Shweta said, he did a lot of cultural activity. He had a huge friend circle. Look at the hall which is full. It just goes to say that he had a huge friend circle. And he was a staunch supporter of VYO, a true Vaishnav Jan. Pranav, no loss, it is irreplaceable. I don't think that is something કે આપણી ગુજરાતી કમ્યુનિટી અને ઇન્ડિયન કમ્યુનિટી રિચમન્ડની એ લોસ ભરી શકે. એનું સ્માઇલ Jay Shweta's infectious smile, his genuineness in any relationship. I found such a genuine that he was કે તમને અંતરથી વિરોધ કરે તમે કેમ છો અને just બધાને પોતાના બનાવવાની એની પાસે જે કળા હતી it is very rare to find that. From the family perspective, we really had lots of getting. Pranav will be missed for all the Raksha Bandhans that we did together, all the Bhai-Beej that we did together, all the Diwali that we did together, all the Thanksgiving that we were together, all the family picnics that we were together. He loved family gatherings. He was a star of family gatherings. He just loved meeting people, talking to them, with a genuine feeling in his heart, love and caring. This untimely loss of Pranav, it just reminds me of a song. It reminds me of life, how fragile is our life. Nothing is taken for granted, that all of us are taking for granted our life. Somebody can pull us any time, and to that person, we all will pray to give to Pranav's soul. We will certainly miss him. And it just reminds me of the line of the song, जिंदगी का सफर है एक ऐसा सफर कोई समझा कोई जाना नहीं.
Was a very close friend of his community. Also, it was suggested that whenever a vision is seen on today, please do not repeat after the first season.
जोत जोता मां समर
Now I'd like to call up my dad, Shah, who is Babu Kaka's older brother, someone who Babu Kaka always looked up to, and my mom, Shah, who is Babu Kaka's sister-in-law.
Hello and Jai Shri Krishna everyone. My name is Pranav's eldest brother. Having him as a younger brother has been a true blessing, making life without him seem unimaginable. Pranav was full of joy, constantly smiling and having a positive attitude of life. I know I would have wanted us to do the same by celebrating and sharing great memories. So that is what I'm going to do today. Due to his bold spirit, he hated taking no for an answer and would not easily back down. I came to learn from his friend that he would argue with wriggles and a mustache about making sure he would receive his free rewards popcorn even if nobody wanted to eat it. He resembled my mother, Hansaba, full of life and real go-getter. One of the Pranav's most admirable qualities was that he always made an effort and kept in touch with his loved ones without expecting anything in return. Pranav used to call me every 2 or 3 days, no matter what was going on in his life. If I was busy, when he called my cell phone, he would immediately call my home phone. If I didn't answer, immediately call my cell phone. And you can see what I mean, that Pranav never took no for an answer. I truly will miss those phone calls now. Pranav and I were polar opposites. Unlike me, he was good with his hands and could fix anything he wanted in the house. One day I was at his house and really liked the garage cabinets, but he knew I would not be able to assemble them. So without even asking me, he generously came to my house, measured my walls, and ordered all the cabinets on IKEA. I didn't want him to do all that work, so he sent even a handyman and even got them installed for me. I'm so appreciative for everything he has selflessly done for me in my life. Pranav would have been full of joy seeing the outreach of this community for the family over the last 7 weeks. We cannot thank you enough to Pranav's group for the love, support, visits, and meals provided throughout this difficult time. On behalf of Seema, Anish, Anuj, and the entire Shah family, I want to thank everyone for coming here today. Jai Shri Krishna.
જય શ્રી કૃષ્ણ. અમારા કઝિન હંસાબેન તરફથી આ મેસેજ છે એ હું વાંચું છું. મન હજી માનવા તૈયાર નથી કે પ્રણવ આપણી સાથે નથી. તેની સાથેનો વાર્તાલાપ હજુ આપણી વચ્ચે ગુંજી રહે છે. કરી કર્મો ચાલ્યા ગયા, શબ્દો હજી ગુંજી રહે. જીવન એવું જીવી ગયા કે સૌના હૃદયમાં વસી ગયા. ધર્મ કદી ભૂલ્યા નહીં, વ્યવહાર કદી ચૂક્યા નહીં. સુખ સુખમાં હસતા રહ્યા, માયા મોતી લગાડી ગયા. સ્નેહની હૂંફ ગઈ, સ્મૃતિ માત્ર રહી ગઈ. પ્રણવની અચાનક વિદાય આપણા બધાનું કાળજું કંપાવી ગઈ. એની યાદો આપણા માટે ખજાનો બની ગઈ. કુટુંબી જન્મને આ આઘાત જીરવવાની ભગવાન શક્તિ આપે. ઓમ શાંતિ શાંતિ. પ્રણવભાઈ, we will miss you all.
Now, Sonia Uncle and Nita Auntie will be giving a speech, who are Seema Kaki's brother and sister-in-law. Jai Shri Krishna, everyone. I'm Simaben's Bobby, Meeta Mora. On behalf of our entire family, our deepest condolences and sympathies to our dear Simaben, Anish and Anuj. This is a loss. We're very, very sad for Pranav. He's no longer with us. We will miss Pranav tremendously. He was always the life of the party. He enjoyed eating delicious food, especially sweets such as peda. I think we have fond memories of him enjoying peda at the weddings. He enjoyed margaritas. He enjoyed dancing. He danced till the end of the party. He was very kind and compassionate. I remember Simaben telling me that some customers would ask for money to play at the store, and he would justly give them $30, $40, knowing that that is very generous of him to take that loss and still keep people happy, make people happy. Wonderful man, wonderful gesture. I remember his relationship with Simaben as a funny couple. They're doing musty with each other, making jokes about each other. They always made each other laugh and smile. Pranav also loved Anish and Anuj so much. He always wanted to give everything that he can, that was in his power. He wanted to be the fun dad. A few weeks ago, we came to see Pranav after the tragedy happened. At that time, my husband Samir and I were very much impressed with the overwhelming support from their wonderful, wonderful friends who are all here. This shows how wonderful and friendly Pranav was. He created so many wonderful relationships with Simaben and kids. I have not seen this kind of support anywhere. You guys are the pillar of support. Thank you. Our hearts are touched by the enormous support that Pranav's brother, and my baby Bobby, has given to Simaben and Anish. I cannot say enough words to thank them. We very much appreciate them for holding Simaben and Anish together. We miss Pranav so much. The times we have shared with Pranav will always be treasured and cherished. We will always remember, and he will always be in our heart. We will miss Pranav so much. From everyone in our family, we want to say we love him and we will miss him tremendously. Jai Shri Krishna. Jai Shri Krishna. Now we have Deepa Talati, who is one of Bapu Kaka's great friends, who is going to sing a bhajan.
સુખાન ઓ માનવી મૃત્યુનો વિચાર વસ્ત્રો બદલવા એ મૃત્યુનું રૂપ છે વસ્ત્રો બદલવા એ મૃત્યુનું રૂપ છે ગીતા સમજાવે કે એમાં શું દુઃખ છે ગીતા સમજાવે કે એમાં શું દુઃખ છે ડરને પ્રભુનું ધ્યાન ઓ માનવી મૃત્યુનું રૂપ તું વિચાર ડરને પ્રભુનું ધ્યાન ઓ માનવી મૃત્યુનું રૂપ તું વિચાર મૃત્યુ એ અંત નથી પણનો વિશ્વાસ છે મૃત્યુ એ અંત નથી પણનો વિશ્રામ છે જીવના સવાસમય સાચો આરામ છે જીવના સવાસમય સાચો આરામ છે ઓ માનવી મૃત્યુનું રૂપ તું વિચાર નવજીવન કેરું પ્રસ્થાન ઓ માનવી મૃત્યુનું રૂપ તું વિચાર યુગ યુગથી શિવતું શિવથી જુદો થયો શિવતું શિવથી જુદો થયો માયાના રંગમાં તું માધવ ભૂલી ગયો માયાના રંગમાં તું માધવ ભૂલી ગયો કરને એની ઓળખાણ ઓ માનવી મૃત્યુનું રૂપ તું વિચાર કરને એની ઓળખાણ ઓ માનવી મૃત્યુનું રૂપ તું વિચાર મૃત્યુ ડરે નહીંની ભીતિને ટાળવી મૃત્યુ ડરે નહીંની ભીતિને ટાળવી પ્રેમી પ્રભુજીની પ્રીતિને જાણવી પ્રેમી પ્રભુજીની પ્રીતિને જાણવી પરને મિલન સંગાત ઓ માનવી મૃત્યુનું રૂપ તું વિચાર કરને મિલન સંગાત ઓ માનવી મૃત્યુનું રૂપ તું વિચાર શિવ શિવની એકતાનું મંગલ એકા છે શિવની એકતાનું મંગલ એકા છે જ્ઞાની તો અનંત તના ગાને મસ્તાન છે જ્ઞાની તો અનંત તના ગાને મસ્તાન છે દેવો જીવનનો હિસાબ ઓ માનવી મૃત્યુનું રૂપ તું વિચાર દેવો જીવનનો હિસાબ ઓ માનવી મૃત્યુનું રૂપ વિચાર મૃત્યુનું રૂપ ઓ માનવી મૃત્યુનું રૂપ વિચાર મૃત્યુનું રૂપ વિચાર ઓ માનવી મૃત્યુનું રૂપ વિચાર સોંપી દે જીવન સુખાન ઓ માનવી મૃત્યુનું રૂપ વિચાર સોંપી દે જીવન સુખાન ઓ માનવી મૃત્યુનું રૂપ વિચાર
Next up, Anish will be giving a speech, who is one of Babu Kaka's beloved sons.
Good afternoon, and Jai Shri Krishna. As most of you might know, as I was quickly announced, I am Pranav's oldest son, Anish. And before I start, I would just like to thank everyone for coming on behalf of Pranav. We really appreciate you being here. Pranav had many names: Papa, Babu Kaka, Perry, brother-in-law, and even Santa Claus. Most of especially with customer service. Every morning I would wake up to him yelling on the phone from someone from Dominion, Pest Control, even Verizon. He couldn't even pronounce the word Verizon. He would always say Arizona. They would get so mad that they would put him on hold for 30 minutes while I was stuck listening to the loud elevator music on speakerphone. At the same time, he would be multitasking, scrolling through his favorite news companies, Divya Bhaskar, Sandesh, and of course, Just Shah. And every morning he would tell me a story he read, and it would always be the same one, that honey and green tea helps with weight loss. And every 3 weeks, he would force us to go to El Paso. He loved his favorite jumbo margaritas and fried chimichangas. But that wasn't his favorite part of El Paso Mexican restaurants. When he needed something, he would yell, "Amigo, amigo," to all the waiters in the area. And even if it was a girl who you're supposed to say amigo towards, he would still say amigo. And she would look back like, "How did you boy chick?" But how about the best father anyone could ever ask for? Even though he was strict at times, he always did what was best for me. He was not afraid to express it. Not only for me, but he basically gave everybody, other fathers, mothers, sons, daughters, dadas, bas, and even the plumber that he hired because he didn't know how to fix the leak. But at his core, he was the funniest, most lovable, and happiest person ever. And everyone cherished him. And he gave that love back. And I'll be honest, I did not realize the importance of Papa until I lost him. Dad is a person who watches you from early on, puts his life to the side, and cares for you. He molds and grows you into a human being. And in between those stupid fights I had with you, Papa, even though if I didn't, I know you always loved me. He is your little audience member on the side who cheers when you accomplish something. And that is what I'll miss the most. He won't be there when I graduate college, get my first job, negotiate my first raise. And we all know he loves to negotiate. He won't be there when I move into my first apartment, or when I fall in love and get married. And he was so excited for that. Whenever I saw any girl, he would always try to get me to talk to her and submit my bio. And he won't get to meet his grandkids, and we all know he loved playing with kids. And he won't be there for my first promotion. But either way, he taught me everything it means to be a father. Taking care of family, friends, and most importantly, yourself. And when you're 12 or 13 and young, you don't realize that. Your dad is just a father to you. He takes care of you, provides you with food, money, a house, the necessities. But when you approach 20, your father turns into your buddy, your brother. He talks less about your education and more about politics. Less about what classes you're taking and more about business. And he was just not my friend, but everyone's. Always going to people's homes with his little box, fixing up their broken gadgets. Gathering everyone to go play pickleball every day, even if it was raining. And cheering people up with surprises, like Vivo's 50th celebration in Miami. He went out of his way to make people happy. Thank you, Dad, for teaching me kindness, dignity, how to make omelets, humor, pickleball, loyalty, and love. And I'm sorry, Papa, that you won't be able to, sorry that you won't be here to see you raised in the future. I love you, Papa. Thank you, and just
Now we have a speech from Papu Kaka's close friend group.
We all have been fortunate to be Pranav's close friends. I don't know what to talk about. We all have had the fortune to meet him. Any words that I say are going to be grossly undervaluing what he really was. But one thing that you all would agree is that he was a happy person. He was the glue which got all of us together all the time. He was the one who planned for no good reason. Anyone is free, let's go to a movie. If not a movie, let's go to a restaurant. That didn't work out, oh, come to Mason Park. That's our hub. Just to meet and chit chat. One thing we all know that he was the one who would plan for everything. Any activity, he would be the first one to jump in. We remember we went to Mexico 5 years ago. The first morning at 10 o'clock in the beach, I think let's go and enjoy, and I find Pranav right there. Has already spoken to 3 vendors. Made a list of 5 activities and is always ready to jump in first. This was one activity that we really did not want him to go so early into. Pranav lived his life to the max. Not a moment was wasted. Even 2 hours before the rest of this movie, he had all his friends and family. It is not the quality of life, but the quality of life that mattered. One point apart. In Bhagavad Puran is the story of a Janu who uttered the name of God unintentionally, and even that probably got rid of all his sins. I do not know, but I recently found out Pranav actually means home, the name of the Lord in all his manifest and unmanifest glory. For the last 6 weeks, 7 weeks, he has chosen most all of us to think of the God a million times constantly. Last 10 years I've been trying to learn a shloka of Gita. I've failed miserably each time. In the last 6 weeks, I've memorized 2 whole chapters. And that was our Pranav life. Even while he lay comatose in a hospital, he had improved all our lives. That, my friend, is the true essence of his life, the meaning of his life. And that is what we are here to celebrate.
Sometimes when we meet a person, we get an instant connection, and you think you know the person for life. That's how we met. We met as brothers. I remember Pranav as a person full of joy, wisdom, and child at heart. He always had something to share and gave guidance to us. His caring nature and eager to do things, not just for himself, but for us. I remember he always used to, when we have parties at home, he used to go around and say, hey, you need to fix that cabinet. Here's the number. So many memories, endless chats, several weekends, several trips. He would talk about anything. He was great at debates. He was very strong at business skills and persuade others in terms of getting his way. His compiling arguments, he would argue with that Domino's pizza guy, all the deals and coupons, and eventually you would get confused and give it up. He was always particular about getting things done. Like the garage cabinets, the color of it, who's about the white color, so shades of white, he would. The right height at which it should be, the angle and precision. He's on and on. He's like a happy rabbit full of energy. He had strong sense of humor and creativity. You might have seen one of the pictures here, which show that he's holding a torch, which is nothing but a battery torch. And I remember he said, look, I'm running an Olympics. A very creative and humor person. He was really good. His precision of returns was unmatchable. Very hard against him. Always. So he was my partner in pickleball. He's also my partner. We both share a birthday date together. Those birthdays will not be the same day. We all applying for retirement housing, and we are here now. There is a sudden void which will never be filled up. My friend, The friendship, the journey filled with memories, laughter, endless debates, will stay forever with us.
Yes, yes. It has been very hard writing these lines actually, because I could not find exact words to describe our relationship and all the feeling that is involved in it. Somehow, it was easy for me to just sit there in the corner, keep my emotions inside, sit in the car, dark and cry, then do at last and speak about him. But you know what? That's not what I learned from Pranav. So here I am. I met him about 15 years ago. He had that aura, glowing inside out, smiling all the time. I knew he would be a good best friend and a big brother, and I wasn't mistaken. He always provided positive thoughts, encouragement, always comforting, funny, very enthusiastic for us in our group. We call it all as well. I was shocked and heartbroken when I heard that he was on the floor, not responding. Just a few hours after we saw a movie together in the theater. After a month of fight, now I know he's in a better place without any illness and pain, but we still miss him terribly. His departure made me and a lot of us stronger and also made me more emotional and more vulnerable than I ever was. Today I'm standing in front of you guys, our dear friend Pranav, loving family and loved ones, and reading these words with a deep sadness in my heart, but trying to make you all feel honored and special for knowing the amazing person Pranav was. One thing I learned from him was that no matter how hard the life can be, we must all learn from it every day, embrace it, every moment of it. Because we never know how and when it's going to end, just like what happened. We'll miss him, our dear friend, always. He made us laugh. He was always there to help us out, figure out the things when we needed. He always listened to us, help us to cheer up when there was a misunderstanding or argument or anyone down in our group. He was full of life, enthusiastic, ready to get together, play, talk, outdoor activity, you name it, and he was there. He was the force to keep us together as all is well. But now, I want to say without him, all is not well. He never said, but I can say that his favorite quote of his life was, there is only one way to happiness is having a good friends and a friendship. Pranav, you kept us together. We promise to live that way. Have a great journey there. I'm sure we'll meet again. We miss you. Thank you. Yes, Chris.
અમારે બેન એક જ વાત કહેવી છે કે ફોન જ્યારે કરી અને કોણ પહેલા ઉપાડે તો પ્રણવ એ હતો કે એક કોલમાં એ ઉપાડી લેતો હતો. હવે અમારે શોધવું પડશે કે કોલ ક્યારે ઉપાડશે. પ્રણવભાઈ અમારા જય શ્રી કૃષ્ણ.
My friend, you will be missed. You will definitely be missed. Love you.
Now we have Anush Babukaka's other son who will be coming up to say a couple of words.
Jai Shri Krishna, everyone. First, like my dad, Pranav, I'm not a very well teacher. Like him, I could practice something for hours, yet forget the minute I get on stage. For example, sometimes when doing his poem, I would see his contacts. He didn't understand who he's texting because the spelling would be completely wrong. Or when he called me, I would try to understand what he's saying, but understand as he would mispronounce everything, making me question his English. But during his calls, he always had good intentions. His intent was always genuine, shied away from helping the people he loved most, and always allowing them to thank him back. As a tribute to him, I want to say thank you everyone for coming and Jai Shri Krishna. He uttered those exact words at his mother Hansaba's funeral, as he forgot the lines we coached him only hours before. I love you, Papa, and you always leave my heart.
Now, to conclude the ceremony, everybody will sing the Anjali Deep together. Thank you everyone so much for coming. Not only is this room filled, that entire room is also filled and there's so many people standing. So it just shows Prabhu was so clearly loved. He will remain always in our hearts. Now we are going to allow everyone some time to pay their respects to Prabhu as well as his family. We're going to start from the back of the room. And if everybody in the back can start coming up and forming a line on the right side, and the family will all be standing right here so you can meet them on your way out. Afterwards, only family members and close friends will stay for the cremation. Thank you all so much, and Jai Shri Krishna.